The green jacket was hanging quietly in the closet. The champion's dinner seat remained empty. For the first time since 1994, Tiger Woods was not at Augusta National. No practice rounds, no ceremonial tee shot, no quiet presence in the champion's locker room, just silence. Then on the eve of the tournament, a statement appeared. Not about his health, not about his future, but about something no one expected. A change, an announcement, a decision that has the golf world in absolute shock. Tiger Woods is not coming to Augusta, but is not staying home either. The Champions Dinner is one of the most exclusive traditions in sports. Past winners gather around a single table, sharing stories, toasting tradition, and enjoying the most exclusive meal in golf. The seating is famously unassigned, but over the years, certain players have carved out their own spots. Tiger Woods has his. He sits in the same area as Jack Nicklaus, a section of the table reserved for the most decorated champions. This year, that spot would be empty. "I have my spot," Woods had once said, "and certain people sit in certain parts of the room, and that's the way it's been since the 60s and before that." Scottie Scheffler, the two-time Masters champion, has his own spot. He sits near Jordan Spieth and Zach Johnson, far from the corner where Tiger and Nicklaus preside. "There's a little protocol," Scheffler said. "Guys have I would say, sections where they sit, but you move around a little bit. There are no necessarily assigned seats, but I'm definitely not going to sit in the area where Tiger and Jack sit." Jordan Spieth echoed the sentiment. "It's kind of like 6th, 7th grade. If the teacher had assigned seats, you get all bummed. And if they let you sit wherever you want, you end up sitting in the same spot. Anyways, there's a certain section on the far side from where we sit where you don't sit because it's Jack and Tiger, and that's where Ori was." This year, that section would be missing its most famous occupant. The chair that Woods had occupied for decades would remain empty. The table would be full. Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus, Tom Watson, and dozens of other legends would be there, but the absence would be felt. "It's different," one past champion said. "When Tiger's not there, you feel it. He's part of the fabric of this tournament. He always will be." Tiger's absence from the Masters had been expected. In the weeks leading up to the tournament, the signs were everywhere. He hadn't played a competitive round since his TGL appearance in March. His name was conspicuously absent from early field announcements. Donald Trump, speaking on Fox News, had declared that Woods won't be there. But the silence from Woods's camp was deafening. No statement, no explanation, no acknowledgement that the greatest champion of his generation would be missing from the game's most important tournament. The golf world waited. The patrons arrived. The azaleas bloomed. And Tiger Woods said nothing. The statement arrived on the Tuesday of Masters Week, just hours before the Champions Dinner was set to begin. It was brief, personal, and utterly unexpected. "After careful consideration and consultation with my family and medical team, I have decided to step away from competitive golf for the foreseeable future," Woods wrote. "This was not an easy decision, but it is the right one for my health and my family." The announcement was not about the Masters. It was about something far larger. Woods wasn't deciding between playing and watching. He was deciding between golf and survival. "I am grateful for the support of the PGA Tour, Augusta National, and the millions of fans who have stood by me throughout my career," the statement continued. "I look forward to returning to the game I love when my health allows. Until then, I wish all the competitors at the Masters the best of luck." The golf world froze. The Champions Dinner would go on without him. The green jacket ceremony would be missing its most famous winner, and the man who had defined the Masters for 2 decades was gone. The reaction was immediate and devastating. Fans flooded social media with messages of support. Fellow players reached out. Augusta National released a statement of its own. "We fully support Tiger Woods as he focuses on his health and family." Chairman Fred Ridley said, "His presence will be missed at Augusta National, but his legacy will always be part of the Masters tournament." The statement did not address the rumors that had swirled for weeks, the family health matter, the legal troubles, the physical recovery that had kept him off the course. It simply acknowledged the absence and moved on. But for those who had followed Woods's career, the announcement was a reminder that even the greatest champions eventually have to step away. "He's given everything to this game," one former player said. "He's earned the right to step away on his own terms." The golf world mourned. The Masters would go on, but the absence of the man who had won 5 green jackets would be felt in every corner of Augusta National. Tiger Woods' statement was brief, but the reasons behind his decision were anything but simple. The first factor was physical. Woods had ruptured his left Achilles tendon in March 2025, undergoing surgery and facing a recovery that would keep him out for months. In October 2025, he underwent a 7th back procedure, a lumbar disc replacement at L4-L5. The surgeries had taken their toll. The body that had once been the most dominant in sports was now a patchwork of repairs. "I've had a fused back and now a disc replacement, so it's challenging," Woods had said in February. "And I entered a new decade, so that number is starting to sink in." The second factor was legal. On March 27, 2026, Woods was arrested for DUI in Jupiter Island, Florida. The charges: misdemeanor DUI with property damage, refusal to submit to a lawful test. The mugshot showed a disheveled Woods, his eyes bloodshot, his expression hollow. The timing was brutal. The Masters was just over a week away. The golf world that had been holding its breath, waiting to see if Woods would walk the fairways of Augusta one more time, was now holding its breath for a different reason. Woods pleaded not guilty and demanded a jury trial. The case would take months to resolve. The distraction alone was enough to keep him away from competitive golf. The third factor was personal. Woods had been dating Vanessa Trump since 2025, and the relationship had brought new complications. The Trump family, the media scrutiny, the endless speculation, all of it added pressure to an already complicated life. In his statement, Woods cited his health and his family as the primary reasons for stepping away. He didn't mention the arrest. He didn't mention the surgeries. He simply said he needed time. "I am grateful for the support of the PGA Tour, Augusta National, and the millions of fans who have stood by me throughout my career." He wrote, "I look forward to returning to the game I love when my health allows." The words were gracious, the absence was felt, and the golf world was left to wonder if the greatest champion of his generation would ever compete again. The 2026 Masters will be the first without Tiger Woods in the field since 2014. The 5-time champion, who had made the cut a record 24 consecutive times, was watching from home. The champions' dinner table had an empty chair. The patrons who had grown accustomed to his presence had to find new heroes. "It's different," Rory McIlroy said. "When Tiger's not here, you feel it. He's part of the fabric of this tournament. He always will be." Scottie Scheffler, the world #1 and betting favorite, echoed the sentiment. "Tiger is the reason a lot of us started playing golf. To have him not here, it's sad, but we understand." The tournament moved on. The azaleas bloomed. The roars echoed through the pines. But the absence of the man who had defined the Masters for 2 decades was felt in every corner of Augusta National. "I think we all miss him," Jordan Spieth said. "He's the greatest player of our generation. When he's not here, something is missing." The champions' dinner was hosted by Rory McIlroy, the defending champion. The menu was spectacular. The stories were shared. But the empty chair where Woods usually sat was a reminder that even the greatest champions eventually have to step away. "He's earned the right to take time for himself," McIlroy said. "We support him. We hope he comes back, but we understand if he doesn't." The Masters will go on. A champion will be crowned. The green jacket will be awarded. But for 1 week in April, the ghosts of Augusta will be louder than ever. Tiger Woods' decision to step away from competitive golf is the end of an era. For 30 years, he defined the sport. He won 15 majors. He changed the way the game was played. He inspired a generation of players who now walked the fairways of Augusta National. But the body that had carried him to greatness had finally betrayed him. The surgeries had taken their toll. The legal troubles had added pressure, and the family health matter had reminded him that some things matter more than golf. "I've been trying," Woods said after his TGL appearance. "This body just doesn't recover like it did when I was 24 or 25. It doesn't mean I'm not trying. I've been trying for a while." The question now is whether he'll ever try again. The Champions Tour is waiting. Woods turned 50 in December 2025, making him eligible for senior events where players ride in karts. And the competition, while fierce, is less demanding on a battered body. But the senior tour is not the Masters. It's not the roar of the patrons at Amen Corner. It's not the walk up the 18th fairway with a green jacket waiting. I would love to play again, Woods said. But I have to be realistic. My body has been through a lot. I can't push it like I used to. The golf world will wait, the fans will hope, and Tiger Woods will decide his own future. I've been trying, he said, and I'm not going to stop. For more coverage of the biggest stories in golf, subscribe and hit the notification bell.